We had a very interesting bear hunt this year. Last year,
2009 was our first season, and we just got inundated with snow. A huge storm hit the day before season. Essentially what ended up happening is it just paralyzed road travel.
this year, no bust.
Not so much. We were successful, harvested our first black bear during our second season.
Obviously, we wouldn't be having a bear hunt if you biologists hadn't looked around and determined that we are able to do so. So, because we have this situation now, we have enough bears in Kentucky where we can harvest a few. Now, are there certain counties involved that you can hunt?
Currently, or during the 2010 season, it was a 3-county bear zone, Harlan, Letcher, and Pike counties. So it's restricted to those areas.
Gotcha.
However, there's a lot of bears there and a lot of country to roam.
Danny Smith and Billy Dixon. Names will go down in history. You know why? Because these lucky sons of guns got out and got the first official, legal bear killed in Kentucky. But you know what? Congratulations for taking the first legal, I don't know about some of those other ones, but the first legal bear in Kentucky, right, and our first organized hunt in, gosh, I don't know how many years.
Probably had tracked about 2 or 3 miles before I got up with him. I walked out through there and seen where he went up the hill, and I said, I'm gonna have to back off this hill, you know, because it's so thick and rough, I couldn't see up in there. So I backed off about 100 yards, 200, just started glassing with my binoculars. And finally, after about 4 or 5 minutes, I picked him out on the hill. And actually, he was in an open spot, but he's about 200 yards. And I said, it's either now or never on a bear, probably. And I aimed a bead and took the shot about 250 yards and hit the bear.
Made it happen.
Made it happen.
Did he go right down? Did you go to him right after that? Did you give him a few minutes? What'd you do?
No, he didn't go down. Whenever I shot him, I could tell hit him by the sound from the bullet coming back, you know, by the sound it made. And by the way he moved, and he just started running on the hill and actually started coming towards me. And then he went up the hill and crossed the ridge on me. Then he went up a tree about 10 foot. They say whenever you get hurt, you know, to run up a tree. So whenever he ran up the tree about 80 yards, I put the final shot in him.
And then you had the first bear.
And I had the first bear.
Did you have a pretty good feeling? Did you know that you were the first one?
I'll be honest with you, Tim, I thought the first day 10 bears would be checked in.
Did you really?
Because the bear signs that I have seen got down there and they said, you know what you just done? Just killed the first bear. Well, I thought it was the first one in Pike County checked in there, because I know there's 3 check stations.
Yeah.
And we unloaded and waited, and they said, you're gonna get quite a bit of you know, people talking about this, you killed the first bear.
Absolutely.
I said, ain't they been none killed in Harlan County, Letcher? They said, no. So this is the first bear. I said, I can't believe this. You know it.
Had you heard that somebody already killed one when you shot
Yeah,
yours?
Saturday night I'd heard that Danny Smith already killed one.
Yeah.
So I knew if there's one staring, there's 2 staring. You know?
Exactly. How did you know there were bears in this area? And
Well, I work around the area there, and we're always, you know, seeing bear, hearing people talk bear, you know, this and that. And, you know, anybody that hunts, they try to keep up on top of their game there. And throughout the year, I just keep a check on stuff, where they're at and where they're going and their habits and this and that, you know.
now, are you seeing a lot of bear?
Yeah, I see probably 2 a month, you know, throughout the summer, if not more.
Tell me about the hunt itself.
Well, Saturday I got out, you know, and just covered a lot of ground looking for sign. Because the snow was on the ground, I knew if I could find sign, kind of like Danny, I knew I could track one down, you know. And Saturday I didn't see anything, no kind of sign whatsoever. And Saturday night I laid in bed all night thinking, now, if I was a bear, where would I be, you know, asleep like we was talking. And there's this one particular holler that's got big boulders, big rocks in it. And I knew that more likely there should be a bear bedding there, you know, because that's in their area. And I watched the weather and it said that it's supposed to warm up and sunny, you know, so that's where I go, you know, Sunday morning. And I was going up the road and seen where one had crossed the road and got out and started looking at it. And I said, hey man, that's pretty fresh. And I heard, or just kind of looked up on the hill and I seen it's going up the hill, you know. So I get back in my Jeep and, you know, wide open up the mountain around the ridge and get out where I think I know I could run him down, get in front of him down the ridge and kind of go down there like a wild Indian running, you know, and get down there and set up, and just a few minutes later, here he came. You know,
wow.
Kind of long.
Now, what were you shooting? What caliber gun?
It was a Ruger 308.
Right.
Yeah.
Got him first shot?
Yeah.
And so we set in the record books for having first bear harvested and a new state record in the same weekend.
All right, I got Bill here, and we're going to talk about, now he's the granddaddy of my friend over here I just talked to. Now, we were talking about bear stories, killing bears. Let's go way back and talk about
Well, honey, when I was just a boy, a man killed a bear with a hog rifle on Pine Mountain.
And so you think that was maybe in the 20s when this happened?
Oh, yeah, I'd say it was about in the 20s. And the rifle, he still owns, his boy still owns a rifle.
It's a hog rifle.
A hog rifle.
Well, now, what's a hog rifle?
Huh?
What's a
It's
hog
a
rifle?
muzzle loader.
A muzzle loader. I
You
never
know
heard
what
it
a hog
called
rifle
that.
is?
No, I never heard it called that.
What?
No. Congratulations. What would you say to folks out there who are thinking, I'd love to do this, but bear hunting?
Yeah, well, you know, everybody I talked to Friday and Saturday before the hunt was like, oh, they're all gonna be asleep. I ain't gonna be no bears killed this year. Well, if you don't get out and try, they probably won't be, you know.
Now let me ask you this. Have you eaten any of it yet?
I've eaten the bear.
And what was your impression?
It's delicious. I've give probably 30 bags of it away, seem like.
Really?
Everybody want bear
You brought
meat
me
on
one,
my
right?
rib.
You brought me one, right?
Well, I forgot to bring you one. I
Okay,
brought you
back
a
to this
picture.
guy right here. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. You've inspired me to probably go buy a tag
Yeah,
next
well,
year.
I encourage anybody if they want to enjoy the Kentucky has the game to offer.